Okay, this is a quick way of actually saving yourself a few grand on dear lenses. This is great for birders when you want to separate the background and blur it without getting all these little weird halos around all the bits that you want sharp. So what we do is we select the background. I'll try and do this quick, but it's never very successful if you try and rush it. This is just the quick selection tool, and if you go over bits that you don't want, you just hold the Alt key down and then you can deselect them. Sure, you know how to do that anyway. This way hasn't got to be 100% because you can actually fake it a bit. But just make sure that you get the main bits selected. Let's have a look. That'll do. Right, now we've got that background selected, hit Control J, put it on its own layer, so you've just got that, and then Control click on that layer again, go to the background layer, select that, Control Shift and I will invert it, so you invert the selection, and then hit Control J and put that on its own layer, so you just got that. Okay, now if you notice there's a line all the way around when you've selected them, if you blur it now, if you blur that background layer, it's going to make a line of halos and that round the bit that you want sharp, so we don't want that. So if you select that layer, and then we're going to the lasso and going, doesn't have to be perfect, as long as you get a decent amount of clear pixels, and then go around the outside so that it's got it's given Photoshop enough pixels to know that you're going to fill it. So once you've done that on that background layer, if you hit Shift and F5, it'll bring up the fill dialog. Go into this little menu, get content aware, click OK. If you did just click content aware, it would take ages, whereas with that it's gone quite quick. So we deselect that, Control D to deselect it, and you got all this rubbish, but you're not going to worry about that. It just looks a bit skanky now. Okay, and that's how much it's encroached on it. So just grab the layer of the bird and put it above the background layer, and then go back to the layer of the background, up to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and you can just move it until you've got a decent blurry bit. And if you look up here, you've got some pixels that are transparent. Click OK, just click the background back on, and then you'll see, if you watch here when I switch it back on, it covers up the transparent pixels. So if you just choose those layers, merge layers, you see it does a really good job of making the background a lot more pleasant, takes the noise away. That's about it really. But if you don't make the selection inside before you blur it, you'll have all these funky halos and that around the edges. It's just a cheat's way of doing it without spending a fortune on expensive lenses just to get a blurry background.